Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Conscious Co-op. I am Noah Crane, author, transformational coach, and the co-founder of Conscious Co-op. And I'm beyond grateful to have you here with me today. I know that it took something for you to be here today because we always have to make that time for ourselves. So I want to thank you today for taking that time for yourself and for joining us here all together today because we are really committed to helping you feel really good, fill your cup with love and light so you can go out and keep doing incredible things by finding that connection to each other. We're able to really elevate our lives, and I know you a lot of you can agree that with me as well. So thank you again. uh, so as we're going through these times today, I know we're going through challenging times, and I just wanted to tell you that things have shifted for all of us, and I wanted to find out how things have shifted for you and how you're coping with everything that's going on. And what I have seen a lot these days is that there is a lot more stress within people. People are a lot more stressed. They're walking around and they're much more on edge. And I think that's part of what's happening in the world is that we've been locked up for a while. We haven't been connecting with each other. We haven't had our normal. And so because of that, we have we caused a little bit of disconnection between each other, and our energies have kind of been buggled up in our body. And even today, I want to share a story. I was at my gym. I do kickboxing, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. But things have changed, so you can't just come into the class all together. We take our times and we come into the class one person at a time. And these days, there's a line. So according to where you are in line is exactly which bag you're supposed to take when you come into the kickboxing class. And so sometimes people cut in line or they get in front, and you guys know how it goes. And people get really upset. They get really angry. And so today, and I've noticed that, and how much when we get upset, when we get angry, and we're on edge, how much that takes our own peace away from us, right? And how that can cause so much turmoil within ourselves and our lives, right? And I was thinking today as I was driving about after class, I was reflecting and I was thinking about surrendering and how surrender and acceptance lets us be in so much more of a peaceful way. I'll give you an example of that. What if you went to a restaurant? And I know we've all had this experience before, right? And we order something to eat and it doesn't come exactly to our liking, like it's not exactly. We asked for the sauce on the side and the sauce is on there, for example, right? So are we going to make a big deal or are we going to learn to just surrender something to the way it's meant to be? Right? Maybe this is how it's meant to be. Maybe I'm not supposed to have this bag for kickboxing. Maybe I'm supposed to have this bag. I mean, I believe there's always a bigger reason. And learning to accept, release, let go, and surrender, there is so much power in that because at the end of the day, we want to keep our peace. We want to keep our love. We want to keep our light shining, right? And so when every little thing gets into our under our skin and we let everything upset us, then it really does change our energy and it changes how we feel within ourselves. So, how can we stay in that amazing positive energy rather than let it take us away from our center? How do we keep our center during these days? And that's the challenge, right? And I would love to find out today, maybe from a few of you, how you doing during these times. Maybe you can write in the chat. How you doing during these times? How are you coping with this time and with the change? And maybe Shelly, I want to introduce you. Hi, Shelly.
Well,
Um,
hello.
how are you? So
I'm
maybe you
doing
can,
good. That was
excellent.
beautiful, Noah. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, I would love to see how you're doing with these times and these challenges today and how things have shifted for you and how you're making the best out of these times, how you're learning to surrender in your own life.
You know what? That's a great question, and I'll be 100% honest with all of you that in the beginning I really felt like the rug was like pulled out from under me because everything that we really knew really was changing. But we're making do. I mean, both in the studio, in the production studio, we're doing well, and especially at home. I think that's probably the most notable change for me, is that we have been able to spend more time as a family, and specifically cooking dinners together. And each of my children now have a day to cook dinner, and they're coming up with awesome recipes, and we're laughing and spending time together. So I think out of everything, that is a ray of sunshine for me, because it made me realize what is really, really important in our life. It's not the virus, it's not the pandemic, it's our loved ones, it's our friends, it's the people that love us. So that's what I take out of it.
I love that. That's beautiful, Shelley. So it's like going back to basic. I feel like we're going back to basic. We've been pulled in so many directions for so long by the world. I say the world will pull us in 1,000 different directions, right? And sometimes we forget like what's the little things, like the most important basic things, right? And I know, Michael, you can relate to that with you being a dad first and being such a putting so much emphasis on that importance. Maybe you could share a little bit of that with us today as well.
Sure. Yeah. Same as Shelley, I really found this was a phenomenal opportunity to not only spend time with my son, but downtime where he didn't have activities planned either. So we really had some time to get face to face and talk about some of the things that he's really been dreaming about, some of the things that he's been thinking about that he hasn't sharing as a teenager. And it opened up some doors to that as well. And again, gave me some opportunities to teach him how to cook and to teach him how to do some things that he did not know how to do, as far as fixing things and repairing things and things that he loves to do now that he knows how. So it's been fun.
That's wonderful. How about you, Peter? How have things changed for you during this time?
A refocus.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity first. My wife and I, although we've been together for 34 years now, as of June 17th was an anniversary of the day I met her. But, we haven't spent this much concentrated 24/7 time other than on vacations. We both had jobs, we both went here, and it was really, okay, this is a way to share more, to learn how to relearn at times, to share, to stop, to breathe, to remember, and all that. And then, we started taking on new projects, and that's why, I can't let you see what's behind me, because I'm creating a new office area for myself. We've done one for my wife, and there's mess behind me. We can't let you see that, but it is new projects have just been popping in front of me, and going, Spirit's saying, "Oh, you're pretty good at this. Let's see if you can do something and put it out there and have fun with it." And I think the key is to have fun.
Yes, and to keep our spirit high, not to let everything that's happening right now take our happiness away from us, right? Our joy away from us.
Yeah.
So that I see is something very important. And I apologize. People might want to go onto Facebook and be able to see it live on Facebook. So I really apologize. This is a new platform we haven't used before. And hopefully everybody can get on and be able to listen into our program today. So thank you for sharing. That's really awesome sharing. And I would like to start our program. I'd like to start with Peter Reese, who's been a big supporter of Conscious Co-op for a very long time. Peter believes in feng shui as a way of keeping the energy in your life just flowing more easily. And I do believe in that as well. Getting through all our clutter and getting rid of things in a certain way and I'd like to find out more about feng shui, and I'm really excited, Peter. I know we've been waiting a long time to hear from you, and you can tell us more about feng shui and who you are and exactly what you do. So
Okay.
Welcome, Peter.
Thank you. It's an honor. I guess we're going to go to the slides.
So share your PowerPoint, Peter.
Did I not? Hold on. My apologies for that. I'll share screen. All right. I'm going to start. All right. We set?
Sure.
Good. All right. Well, thank you all, whoever's out there, for joining us. Thank you so much, Noah. It's been an honor to know you and be a part of the Conscious Co-op. I'm excited to hear Michael also, and Doug. Can't wait to listen to the music again. And Shelley, thank you. So very quickly, bottom line is, everyone knows you are what you eat. We've all heard that. But you also are where you live. We create a space that reflects who we are at this moment in our journey. And feng shui is a way of looking at that space and interpreting it and seeing, okay, what am I blocking? What's good? What's negative? And how can I shift and bring more energy, or what we call qi, into my journey to get flowing, going, and moving into and getting good fortune happening to me. Feng shui, as I practice it, and I practice Black Sect Feng Shui, is logical. It's user-friendly. It's common sense. I mean, today we would describe it as the art of arranging and adjusting your environment to improve and enhance your life, and auspicious placement for balance and harmony. But feng shui is nature. Feng shui comes from Mother Earth. It is as old as the earth has existed and the animal kingdom has existed. Feng shui translates to wind and water. It comes from an old expression that says, where the wind is mild and the sun warm, the water clear, and the vegetation lush. And it's like, isn't that paradise? Isn't that where we want to live? That's creating the space that is our own personal paradise, our own personal comfort zone. You know, the animal kingdom really was our first guide. Because as long as man has lived in a place that was called feng shui, it wasn't called, just wasn't called feng shui. It was, and this is Professor Lin Yun, who is my master. He's passed many years ago, but his wisdom is ongoing and imbues all of my life. I just want to honor him. But we followed the pattern of the animals, of their dens. We lived in caves first. And that hasn't changed, that sensibility of having a protection around us, protection at our back. It's called the mountain. I mean, if you look at dogs and kids, they make their own play dens based on good feng shui. It just comes naturally. And from there came the first school of feng shui called the Form School. And it's all about how you approach the landscape and the world around you, the physical world around you and behind you, as in having a mountain behind you. Right? But we grew out of caves. And from there, we went to something called the Compass School of Feng Shui, which has to do and relates to your horoscope and the Chinese horoscope and what your zodiac sign and the moment of your birth, and how that relates to how you position things in your home and in your environment that are most so auspicious for you. And that is great. Because from there came what's called the Bagua, or the energy map. And each area of the Bagua, 9 areas, have an impact on different parts of your life and different parts of energy. And in the South, you would find fame and the color red and fire and so on. And that was fabulous. If you were the emperor, who could choose exactly where to put his palace. This is the Summer Palace in Beijing. And you notice mountains behind it. And this is all based on the original form and compass course of feng shui. But we all don't live in a palace like that. Most of us don't have a choice on exactly how our home is oriented or our apartment is oriented. So from there, Professor Lin studied all the classic schools in China. And he came to the US as a young man and realized, how does this apply in real life to the real people and to all of us? How can we have this impact us in a positive way? Because we don't have control on what direction our rooms are and things like that. So he created the Black Sect School of Feng Shui, Black Sect Tantric Buddhism Feng Shui. And what happened there is, what's most important in this school and in how I practice Feng Shui is how does the energy get in? What is the mouth of qi, the mouth of energy? And that will come in through three parts of the Bagua, places in your home layout. They'll come in either through knowledge, career, and helpful people. And that's for your home, your property, your room. It can be laid out on each individual space or your office. And from there, everything is oriented. So you walk in the front door, the far center wall of the home or the room, that's fame. We're not limited to south or north. It's great if we can do that, but this makes it impactful. I've seen it so strongly. Right? And then we lay out the Bagua and the colors on top of that. And we start with how can we improve? What are our areas? Where are our blockages? And we look at this always. When I would go through come to visit a client, I look at the neighborhood first. Look at the street that we're living on. And one of the things we always want to avoid in feng shui is that we don't want to be on a dead-end street that captures energy. It's not healthy necessarily, but there are actually almost 18 million dead-end streets in the world, of which the United States is home to over 25% of them. So a lot of people do live in cul-de-sacs and on dead ends. So what do? Well, in feng shui, from a black sect, there's always something to do. I've actually only suggested to 2 clients in my entire career. I've been doing this for, good God, almost 30 years, 25, 30 years at this point. 30 years, I think. Yep, 30. I've suggested to only 2 clients that they might want to move. One, there was a ghost of a suicide in their basement. And the second one, their infant son's bedroom was a transition point for spirit. It was like a train station. It was interesting to say the least. Other than that, there's always a way to adjust and make changes to bring positive energy in and push negative energy away or keep it out. So from there, we want to look at how does it get in? It gets in through the mouth of qi. And if you're looking at your home, the 3 home pillars would be the front door, your mouth of qi, the kitchen and stove, which is health and abundance, and good food. And of course, the center. If I'm looking at your home, if I come to your home, I look at your property, I look at your house, and then we center into the master bedroom, which will have the most impact, where you sleep. That's a reflection of who you are, and you create amazing things about you in the bedroom that can be changed or improved. So look at those 3 places. Best place for the master bedroom, the back of the house, protected. You always want to be in a protected environment. Wealth is great if possible. Worst, in front of the door, in front of the door line, actually, if you have a recessed door, or in the center of the house. The kitchen, best protected again in the back half of the house. Worst, again, that front of the house, the center of the house, or even more back, visible from the front door. There's no protection. It's exposed. And the bathroom, well, there's actually no good place for your bathroom. Since we've gone from outhouses, that's not popular anymore. But the sides of your home are the best places. The absolute worst place for the bathroom is in the center of the house or in the wealth area of the house. And now, none of these are deal breakers. Or we can have an adjustment. And adjustments don't have to be huge. I mean, David Kennedy, who actually did my feng shui consultation when I was a student of his, and based on his one major suggestion, shifted my life and my wife's life incredibly. Says just take one item, one small item perhaps. Just put it in the right place with the right intention. Remember those words, the right intention. Because you can paint a room purple, you can hang 400 crystals, but if you're not telling them what to do, if you're not putting your spirit and your intention to them and saying, I'm putting you there as an energy tool to change this, to change my wealth, to change the energy flow. You have to tell them what to do and remember that with your intention spiritually. But they will work wonders in both life and husband and also just making it look good. Because remember, good feng shui is good design, and good feng shui is, and good feng shui is good design, and good design is good feng shui. It just goes naturally. And Professor Lin, like I said, it doesn't have to be used. 4 ounces of Cure can move 1,000 pounds of problem. And I've seen it and done it many, many times. Moving one small item opens up the flow. It's just absolutely amazing. Happened with me and when David did our consultation years ago. So I'm going very, very quickly. I know there'll be room at the end for that, but I want to cover some of the basics. I have many tools for feng shui adjustments. Traditionally, it's called a cure, but I think an adjustment is more relevant and resonant now. And we have great things. And you can use lights and mirrors and crystals and anywhere to electricity. You turn your television into an energy tool. Statues, plants. I do not recommend cacti. That's prickly chi, not really a positive energy there. If you want to use it for feng shui adjustment, but aquariums and things. Also, if you are using plants as a side note, or fish in aquariums, if they are not healthy, you want to keep a dead plant out. That's negative, dead energy. If your fish are in trouble, take a look at what's going on. If something dies quickly, that may have just taken a hit for you, right? And we can go from there into colors and color combinations. Each area of the feng shui bagua has a color attendant to it. You want to raise, fame in the fame area, add red. And it doesn't have to be huge red. It can be red flowers, a red vase with red flowers, many different ways. If maybe we want to paint the wall red, but it's like that's not good for the rest of the room. Well, then you can paint it, and then paint it over with the basic room color. You'll know it's there. Your intention will be there. The energy will be there. But so many things can be hidden. With commercial work, I can't tell you how many places, offices, I've hidden cures and mirrors and crystals above the suspended ceiling. It worked just as fine because my client knew they were there and his or her intention was into that. You go to Transcendental if you want to be out there, bamboo flutes and red ribbons. But I'll tell you a lot of things. You say, well, they're going to notice that. If your intention is right, it's amazing what people don't see. I mean, I have crystals all over the place. No one even sees them most of the time unless they're really looking for them because they know what I do. Because they're supposed to be there. That's their job there. One of the great cures for your bathroom, you want to put a 3-inch mirror above, facing down, above your toilet. That pushes negative energy down, pulls positive energy up before we flush. No one's ever going to see it. The only person who ever saw it in my house was my best friend who came looking for it because he wanted to make sure that I did what I suggested he do. And also there's one other category, other. This is Professor Lin's beautiful wisdom. Your intuition is the best guide as to what will work if your intention is clear and focused on it. Because there are so many aspects of change that have to come, and it comes from you if you choose to. So let's talk about some quick tips. First, I want to look at the mouth of chi. You want to keep your front door clear and well lit. Keep your front path clear and well lit. I mean, when I was looking for a house down here in Florida, I couldn't believe I would go to places and they were overgrown with thorn bushes coming out. I didn't want to go into that house. It was like, I'm going to kill you. Right? You want to make sure that when it opens and closes, it closes easy, no squeaks, no squeals, or really energies moaning. That's like negative energy as you enter. It's not a positive thing. You want to look at your house? The bathroom, let's keep the lid down and the door closed. Remember, the toilet is not a healthy place no matter what you do and how clean you keep it. You flush and bacteria makes a spume 30 feet when you flush. You want to try keeping the lid down. It's also polite. Men seat down, the whole thing. Drips and leaks, that's your abundance dripping and leaking away. And keep your stove working. Try using all 4 burners or all the burners, however many you have, making sure they're all working and keep it clean because that has to do with your health and abundance also. It's just good basic tips anyway, but good basic energy tips and keep your intention on it. The bedroom, that critical space, you want to keep it for R&R, rest and romance. I'm talking to adults here now. And for rest, you want nothing under the bed if possible. If you do have drawers that you're going to use, clean linens and train them out periodically. You want to have a solid headboard. It's like the mountain behind you, especially for protection as you're sleeping. Brass beds with the bars or slats is a negative energy. It's too much like jail, actually. So I wouldn't recommend that. If you do have that, you can cover that with a beautiful tapestry, a drapery of some type. For romance, you want to keep the space on both sides of the bed equal with the same size table or lamp. They don't have to be the same style. You can be eclectic if you want. That's your design choice, but roughly the same size because partnerships are equal partnerships. And this is if you're in a relationship or if you're looking for a relationship. If you're looking for a relationship, you want to keep that space open. If you want to, and I work with many clients on finding that love, you want to maybe really get intent and keep a space in the closet open. An empty drawer in the dresser open. Oh, and speaking of drawers, the night table drawers, check what's in your night table drawers. You'd be amazed at things that are, accumulate there that really shouldn't be there. And speaking of things that shouldn't be there, relationship, you want to keep pictures of the family and the kids and all that stuff someplace else, not in the bedroom. This bedroom is for grown-ups. This is a master bedroom, you know, for a couple or an adult looking for a couple, perhaps. Their chi of the children shouldn't be there. And if you're looking for a partner, having grandma or mom's picture on the wall overlooking, not a great feeling to have somebody watching. But this is coming to the most important thing, and no one mentioned this. You guess what it is? The most important? It's your stuff. And we all have this. I'm a periodic clutterer because things accumulate. I get buried. I'm very ADD and OCD. It's all over the place. Piles of clutter is the human condition, especially in our society. We want to take advantage of that. Blocks our energy. It suffocates it. What do? Well, we first face a disease called, but she. Like, but I know I should get rid of it, but I really don't have the time. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to focus. Maybe some of this stuff is valuable. But we're afflicted with it. It's like a disease. And there are a lot of things that are confusing and out there. Just choose one, and no matter which one you choose, which area you want to choose about your clutter, that's absolutely the right one to start with. And what I use is what I call my principle of one. You want to clear that, and through feng shui terms, you want to focus on it, make a decision to do it, and decide to take action. You choose to take action. You determine what area you want to start with. You choose the area, but you want to also look at what it is. If it's the most clutter, you've got the biggest piles of all the junk. What area of your life what area of your bedroom is your pile of stuff? Or your house or your kitchen is your pile of stuff? What is the part of your life that's attracting so much stuff to block you? Use the principle of one and now you've decided to do this with intent, remove and discard. Either give away or throw away just one piece of clutter from that one specific area. Just one and only one. It's tough. Focus. Tomorrow you want to discard one more. That's it. One item a day for 27 days, and you have a feng shui cure and a new habit to start getting rid of stuff. Clearing space. Important though. You want to protect that space like it's sacred space that you've cleared, because it's going to be empty and it's going to be calling out to you. Fill me up. Fill me up. Block yourself. You don't want to fall back that way if you can. Really want a challenge? Try one piece the first day, 2 pieces the second day, 3 pieces the third day. Now that's power. And that becomes fun. Of course, it ain't that easy, because it'll become fun and you'll get good vibes. And don't forget, donating is a lot of good chi back. But the battle's a real life one. And these are real client quotes from Clutter does fight back. This one belongs to my mother, my grandmother. Well, tell you what, where's your intent? If it belongs to them, call them up and say, hey, I got this. I'm sending it to you. Come pick it up. And set a time limit to when they can pick it up, or it goes. I don't know what's in that box. It's great in the attic. What's in your attic? It accumulates energy, or in your basement. It's amazing what I've seen. It's scary, but it's negative energy. If you don't know what's in that box, there's a challenge here. Donate it. Don't open it. Well, maybe something's valuable. Well, maybe then the charity will do really, really well. If that doesn't work for you, that's okay. Open it up and then start making decisions. And you maybe find, oh, I can't get rid of this. I might need it sometime. Well, and then you might not. Who knows? Hanging on to something, filling up a space, if you ever need it in the future, you'll get it then. I know that was a hard thing for me, clearing out my workbench and stuff like that, but it felt great. And once in a while, I did need that funny screwdriver or screw. I managed to get another one. How about this? This is the biggest. I need this, which is really actually saying, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. It's mine, which I was using an actual quote from a grandchild. Right? Yeah, but do you need it, want it? Well, if it's so upsetting and confusing, now we step into my patented 3-box, 27-day treatment plan. You have 3 boxes or 3 bags. You look at an item and immediately decide, I know I'm going to keep it. I know why I'm keeping it. And there's a good reason for me to keep it. It could be a memory, but it's a good reason. It goes into keep box. I know I don't need this. It goes into trash or donate. The 3rd box, I'm not sure. I can't make up my mind. You put it in that box, and then you seal up that box when you're done for 27 days, and you mark it on your calendar. You open that box. If you still can't come to a decision about that item, that is your decision. You don't need it. Donate it or trash it and move on and feel how better you breathe. Because it's all about clearing the way and making yourself happier and healthier, especially in this insanity we're living in. Your home should be a place of calm retreat and love. And loving your house is also letting it breathe. Any questions? And this is, by the way, how you can contact me. And quickie.
I actually have a question.
Sure.
So Peter, in my house, there in our upstairs office, the desk faces the wall. And
Okay.
I always feel uncomfortable working there because I'm facing the wall and I'm not facing the door. So is there a reason for that? And what would you recommend?
Great question. Thank you for that. Actually, that brings up something that I'm glad I can bring up. We're talking about placement, and how you place things is critical. With a desk, you want to be in what's called the command position, diagonally from the door if possible, facing so you see what's coming at you. But you can't do that because it faces a wall. That's where mirrors come in as a great tool.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm sorry?
That's a great idea. Yes.
I used to have a mirror clipped on top of my monitor when I was facing a wall with my back to the entire room when I was working for a company. And after I closed up my business. And remember, you want to put your intention in that this is to protect me and push away negative energy. You can put a more decorative mirror on the wall. It really depends on your sensibilities to do that. You can put what's called the bagua mirror on the wall. Although generally I tend to use them only outside. So we want to be cautious of that. I'd have to see the room. But a mirror is a great thing with your intention to say, push back negative energy, draw in positive energy, and help me protect, be protected. Bedrooms are critical that way also. The one place you don't want to put your bed is in front of the doorway. It's not protected, it's not secure, it's not comfortable.
Right.
You want to put it, again, diagonally away, not in a corner against the wall because you want to have room on both sides, but off center so it's not in front of the door. Now, in my old bedroom, well, I couldn't do it there. It wouldn't work for us. So we had it against the same wall as the door. Well, then I couldn't see it. So we strategically placed my wife's makeup table over there. We had her a great antique mirror above it, so we could see what was coming through the doorway, and put our intention into it to say, protect us.
Wow, that's it. That is interesting. It's making me rethink what several of the rooms in my house. So thank you.
It's my pleasure. It really is. You're expressing what people do. You're uncomfortable. There's a reason for it. You sense it. You sense the energy was there, and that discomfort. If you can't move your desk into a command position, then we have to look at other options. But there's never a reason why we can't do other things to build that protection. We'll talk about hanging a crystal above your head another time.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Any other questions?
For that great question. Thank you, Peter. If anybody has any other questions, please put them in the chat. And really a lot of great information, Peter. And this was great. So I'm sure everybody got a lot out of it. We want to just.
I'm sorry. Please contact me with any questions, or to go into any of the details there that I didn't cover. I'd love to have chats. So absolutely.
Great. And now we would like to bring Sim and Doug in. So if you want to close your eyes and just find connection, be present to this moment right now, we will get to listen to Sim and Doug, beautiful music. Sim and Doug are very dear friends of mine. They've been with me for a long time, since I started Conscious Co-op. I'm beyond grateful to have their support and love always in my life. And I just want to honor them and just tell them how much they bring to our community and how much I appreciate and love them.
I'll finish off with doing a couple of the bowls.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Tim and Doug. That was really beautiful. Love that.
Thank you.
So honored to have you with us. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Our next speaker is Michael Feynman. Michael Feynman is foremost a father. The biggest role that he's so proud of having his amazing son, as well as an entrepreneur and a businessman, as well as a motivational speaker. He's known as Florida as helping people revive and realize their talents and passion. He's assists individuals of all ages to find their true calling in life, to find their true purpose. And in this talk, he'll be talking to us about how we can pivot in our lives in these times. So, Michael Feynman, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Thanks, Noah, for inviting me. And thank you, Dr. Shelley Plum. And I know Cheryl Ann Henry had a lot in the back end to help with. And how I learned to love myself, to receive love from others, and emerged from this time as a new man. And we're in a time like that right now. This is a time, Peter mentioned reset. This is a time where you can reset. And so during this time, it's very hard for a lot of people, but it's also a great opportunity to reset, to reinvent yourself. And I hope and pray that these 3 lessons that I learned, that I help with you, encourage you to do the same. So the first lesson I learned is who I was, who I truly was. You know, I had worked a career for many years that I kind of fell into and was good at. And I think a lot of us fall into those as well. And I was in the construction equipment sales industry for many years. And I was very good at it. I was very talented. And I'd worked my way very much up to the top, to one of the best positions I could hope to be in. And I was doing a great job and I was having a great time. But we had a life interrupt and I got divorced and I found myself as a single dad and I wasn't expecting that. So I had to learn a lot, but I was able to make the shift. The most important thing to me was to have my son half of the time, which I got, and I was still able to make it all work. But then my son was having a problem and he was getting bullied in school and I didn't know anything about it. He told us a little bit. We had complained to the school. They said they had dealt with it, but truthfully, he had a peanut allergy and he was at the age in 4th grade that he understood morbidity. And the kids were jacking him up against the wall and shoving or threatening to put peanut butter or peanut butter crackers in his mouth to see if it killed him. And they used those words. So he got to a point where he no longer could function in school and we had to take him out. So at that time, I was working 12 hours a day. I was doing a great job, but I was working hard and I was trying to be a dad to him. And I found myself in a tough spot. And when I find myself in a tough spot, I go to prayer. And so I was in this moment and I was journaling and I was asking God, what do I do? I have no idea what to do. And he said, are you a father or are you a businessman? And I said, I'm both. And he said, you can't be both right now. Which one are you more? And I said, gosh, I guess I'm a father. And he said, then act like one. So I left this job that I had worked 20 years to get to, and I took a step out on the thin air. And I had a company vehicle. I had company everything. And when they dropped me off at home, I literally came to the realization I had nothing. I had some savings, but I didn't have a car. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have anything. I was on my own. And I had taken this leap of faith to be a father. So I spent some time, maybe for the first couple of weeks, just hanging out with my son. And I was talking to a really good friend, and he gave me a book by Dan Miller called 48 Days to the Work You Love. And I started reading this book. And very shortly in, I realized I needed to study myself. So I spent several hours a day at my desk studying me, remembering the things that I had buried to be a father, remembering the things I had buried to make money, remembering the dreams that I had cast aside because I thought I had responsibilities. And I remembered them all. I remembered that I loved to speak and I loved to read and I loved to write. And I dusted off my old guitar and I loved to play guitar. And I started singing. I hadn't ever sung before. And I realized, wow, I love this. So during that time, I rediscovered myself. I remembered all of these things. And this joy started to well up inside of me. And I called an old friend of mine. I'd known him since we were kids. We were in a speed metal band together. And back when I had hair as long as Doug's. And, it fun back then. And I called him. I said, "You'll never guess who I hung out with, man." Like a blast from the past. He said, "Who was it?" And I said, "It was Mike Feynman." And he started laughing. He said, "Thank God. I haven't seen that guy in years. I can't wait to see him." And it was the coolest thing ever. So during that time, I found God. Well, he found me, but I rediscovered myself during that time through his fathering, and I received my calling in life. He told me who I was and what I was supposed to do with all of those things that I was passionate about. The second lesson that I learned about myself is I had no idea what I wanted. And I want you to humor me right now, wherever you guys are, at home, in your car, at work, wherever, just close your eyes for me for a minute. Okay, wait, disclaimer. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. Actually, pull up, close your eyes. Okay, we don't want to get ourselves in trouble here, but close your eyes for me for a minute. So with your eyes closed, I want you to use your imagination and picture yourself in a big open field. It's a beautiful sunny day. You can see for miles. There's mountains off in the distance, and off to your right, just a few minute walk away, you can see an old red barn over to your right. And in your hands, you have a bow and an arrow. So I want you to picture yourself putting the arrow into the string. You draw back and shoot high and far till you can't see the arrow anymore. And now do it again. Put another arrow in, pull it back, aim up to the sky, and just let it go. And it flies as far as it can. You can't even see it anymore. Now I want you to keep your eyes closed, and I want you to look at the ground. See the grass under your feet. See your sneakers or your boots on, and your bow's in your hand, and you have an arrow. Now look back up and look back forward. Now there's a target. There's a hay-filled archery target not too far in front of you. Take another arrow. See your hands pulling the arrow back and aim at the target. Put it on the bowstring and boom, let it go. Shoot right into the target. And now take another arrow, pull it back, aim right at the target, shoot right into the target. Boom, this one goes right into the red. Take one more and take a really good pull. Take a moment and aim, and boom, shoot it right into the bullseye. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. So I want you to think about how that felt. It was beautiful there. The shooting was fun. But when there was no target, it was just shooting an arrow. But when there was a target, it was different. It was better. It was satisfying. It felt successful. In 1979, there was a study performed by the Harvard MBA Business School, and they analyzed the graduating class with one question. This is what they asked them. Did you write out your goals for what you wanted to achieve in life? The report showed that 84% of the class had not. 13% of the class had written their goals, but 3% wrote them down and even made a plan. So the study showed just what you might expect. The 13% made twice as much money as the higher percentage that didn't, but the 3% made 10 times what the other 97% did because they wrote their goals and made a plan. And there's people that even say this is a false study, and it doesn't matter to me because I know this to be true for myself. But what if money is not your goal? Because for many of us, it's not. And then I say to you, still picture that target in that huge landscape with the mountains in the background and that beautiful red barn off to your right, and define what that target represents to you. Write it down and make a plan to get it. So I wrote out my goals, both career and personal. I wrote out that I wanted a good marriage because I had not been in one. I knew I wanted to be a motivational speaker for a living. I knew I wanted my son to have a handle on that anxiety, to be confident again, and for his smile to be back, his beautiful, contagious smile. And there are even more, and some have come to fruition already, but some haven't. But I have faith, and I know that they're going to because the others have. And I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that that's going to happen. And the words that I use support that, because the power of the words that come out of your mouth, the power of your tongue is even more powerful than we even know. We talk about it all the time. Lots of us claim that we know, but do we really? It's so old. The Bible states this truth. But imagine that as your words are formed out of your mouth, using the muscles in your mouth, that your tongue and the vibrations and the sound as it exits your mouth, they form reality. They form natural reality, good or bad. That, my friends, is a truth that's so powerful it will change your entire world. So the third lesson I learned was that I had all I needed to do what I wanted to do. I already had it. You know, when God created the heavens and the earth, he created the water and the food and the air before he created man and woman. When we came to be, everything that we needed was already in place. Air to breathe, shelter, caves like Peter talked about, food, water, all of it. We had it all. We didn't need anything. And we were born having everything we needed to become the person that we're supposed to be already. You know, many people fall into what they do for a living. Like I was mentioning before, they take a job. You realize even if you're good at it, even if you're passionate about it, it might pay the bills, it might not. But if you're not passionate about it, it only pays the bills. And 20 years later, it's still paying the bills. And that's it. The bills need to be paid. I believe you can do what you're passionate about for a living. I believe all of us can. I think that we are all designed for it. Nobody can do as good a job as being you as you. And nobody can do the thing that you were put on this earth to do like you can. And your talents, your gifts, and your purpose is not meant for you. It's meant for the rest of humanity. You were put here to help people. You were put here to help people in ways that you don't even know. So lots of us take a secure job because it has great insurance and we get good pay and we're comfortable. But now we've learned, is it really secure? Because it's not. It seems secure, but now it may no longer be. So how do you pivot? How do you reinvent yourself? And you definitely can, but the how will stop you from doing it. And faith is where it happens. Faith is where how happens. You may be in a position work-wise or serving others that you love, but if you're like me, you've learned that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I'm an awesome procrastinator. I'm so good. I can make it seem like I need additional resources. Yeah, I need help. I need finances. I need training, anything I could think of from not moving forward on this thing that I know I'm supposed to do. But there's another factor that even makes it more difficult, and it's the people in your life that love you. Your friends and colleagues become roadblocks. They can even become barriers to your success, knowingly and sometimes unknowingly. So there's a story that really impacted me from the Bible, and it talks about the woman and the oil. And there was a woman who her husband served God. That's what he did. And it was way back, thousands of years ago. And he served a prophet in the Old Testament that they talked about. And he died. And when he died, he was left with a lot of debt. He left his family with a lot of debt. So the debtors were coming to take her two sons, and they were going to keep them in slavery until the debt was paid off, which would probably be never. So she knew this was it. She was going to lose her sons. So she went and spoke with this guy, and she said, "Look, my husband has served you. He's served God. I need your help." And he said, "What do you have?" And she said, "I don't have anything, just a little bit of olive oil. That's all I have." And he said, "Go to your neighbors, get as many containers, jars," he called them vessels, "as you can. Take them into your home, shut the door behind you and lock it. And you and your son start to fill the vessels with that little bit of olive oil." So she started to fill. And as she started to fill, it kept flowing. The oil supernaturally kept flowing. And she asked her son for another vessel. "Give me another one." And he said, "That's it, Mom. We're done." And the oil stopped flowing. And they had vessels all over the place. And she went and told the man what happened. "I have all this oil. What do I do? This is amazing." And he said, "Go and sell the oil. You have enough to pay the debt, and you have enough to live a comfortable life with you and your sons." She had everything that she needed and thought she had nothing. She completely discounted the little bit of oil. I had two big takeaways from this story. One is she didn't even value what she had. And there's so many things inside of us that we don't know that people need. The other one, though, is that she was told to shut the door behind her and lock it. And I think that's because her neighbors would have come in and said, "That will never work. That can't be. That's not natural. That's not how it works. You have a little bit of oil, you have a little bit of oil." And so they would have naysayed her and caused doubt in her heart and mind.
See, I thought
People
you said
don't want you to follow your dreams for many reasons.
I agreed.
Yep. Many of them maybe don't want to see you fail, and they don't want to see you get hurt. Many of them don't want to face the fact that they have not chased their dreams themselves. And that happens as well. Maybe if you follow your dreams, they would have to face the fact that they buried theirs 20 or 30 years ago too. All of us know deep down inside there's something more. We're born with that. No matter what you do, there is always something bigger, and you know it. We feel it. We're always striving to get it, but we don't actually have to strive. The ones that really know deep down inside that there's something more, those are the ones that are most fearful for you, which can be a roadblock, like I said. There was this really cool guy from the Bahamas. He was a pastor. His name was Miles Monroe. I love this guy. Very sensible language, the way this guy talked. But he said something really cool. He said, the graveyard is the richest place on the surface of the earth, because there you will see the books that were never published, the ideas that were not harnessed, songs that were never sung, and drama pieces that were never acted. Everyone has a particular gift that only you can do, that you were designed for, that you were created for. Your gift could be anything, but for sure, like I said, it's for others, but it will benefit you when you let it go. It can be your career. It really can. And like the story of the woman in the oil, you already have all that you need. You know now that even if it seems minute to you, of little worth, it can be supernaturally multiplied. So I don't know what your gift is. You might. And if you don't, you can find out just by spending quality time with yourself. And the way that I do that is by journaling with God. But by dreaming and uncovering lost and buried treasures of the dreams of your youth, you will rediscover yourself. By letting your steps and your light shine, your steps be guided and your light shine, by giving yourself permission to dream again, to grow, to love, to be loved, to be yourself, and by trusting that you don't actually have to know the exact how. By trusting enough just to take that first step, and another, and doors start to open. Many of you have done this, and you know what I mean. You take a couple steps, and all of a sudden, opportunities happen. And if they don't, keep stepping forward. And by the way, failure is a huge part of success. Anyone that has ever been successful in anything will tell you they failed many times on the way. And how do we even define success without failure? You know, when you fail, not if. I have some sage advice for you from one of my friends and favorite speakers, Les Brown. And he said, if you fall on your back, because at least you're still looking up. The people that were naysayers and roadblocks, they will be there to remind you that they told you so when you fall. They will also be there to applaud you when you succeed. They will also be there to tell you they always knew you could do it when you succeed. They will also probably confess that they were just afraid and that they're glad that you did it, and you will give them permission to do it, just like I'm giving you permission to do it today. I want to offer you some sound advice from somebody who learned by beating his head against the wall. If you have a spouse or if you have a family, please tell them you're going to pivot. They're going with you. Make sure you involve them. Give them an opportunity not only to support you, but to come along for the ride. Their ideas might be more powerful than you think. They see the things that you have, the gifts that you possess, more than you do. You're busy serving them, which is awesome. But they know who you are, sometimes better than you know yourself, because you haven't been paying attention. Help them see how they can support you. Help them see how the changes will affect their lives for the better as well, because your joy will come out. Your peace will be there, and your light will shine all over. They love you. Trust them enough to know that they want you to succeed. I want to encourage you to find out who you are, to decide what it is that you really want, and to write down your goals and make a plan, and to know and trust that everything that you have is what you need to do what you're designed to do. There's nothing more that you need. I thank you guys for your time. I hope that this encouraged you a little bit, and I hope that you will take some time to rediscover yourself and make a move into your life purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Can you please let our audience know how they can connect with you?
Yeah, so I love to do speaking events, and you can email me at Michael N for Neil Feinman at gmail.com. That's Michael N Feinman at gmail.com. Please feel free to reach out. I do all kinds of speaking events, and Dr. Shelley Plum has been a big supporter and a big help and a big friend in all of that. She has an amazing studio that I do some work at as well, and she has helped me along my path. So thank you very much, Noah, for allowing me to come on, and it's been really cool to hang out with some amazing people.
Thank you, Michael. And I wanted to say how, when you brought the trust factor in it, how I always say we are guided and we have to have trust and faith because we are guided on our journey. So all these challenges, they're actually what I see, and in what you were saying too, which in my own life I've always seen, that the challenges get us to pivot and take a different direction. And
Yeah.
that's where, like, I have a friend that's actually on, I'm not going to say her names, but she's been doing hair for a long time. And with this whole thing, she realized that that's not what she's really passionate about, that she really loves more the feng shui part and teaching people how to create more energy in their space, what Peter was talking about today. So I think maybe she wouldn't have seen that if she didn't get into that place where her salon was closed and she didn't have the clients and she didn't have the income. So all these challenges, right? So be
Yeah.
in like the uh, be in the question of what am I supposed to see? Because I always say, if it doesn't flow, let it go, because we are here to go with the flow of life. And so if there's the flow there, if there's energy flowing towards it, then it's the right direction. If there's no flow, there's something for you to uncover, something for you to discover, and to get to know yourself more so you can actually elevate your life. It's all about elevating, it's all about growing and transforming.
Mhm.
And what do you think about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, doors start to open when you start to move forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find the direction you thought you were going in is not the one you're going in. And there may be opportunities for you or avenues for you that you never even considered. But because you were willing to take that step forward, you hit that block, like you said, and you step out again and speak, or for me, I speak one more time and somebody opens a door and I go, wow, I never
Yeah.
thought about serving those people. I never thought about serving those, that group of people that might need some encouragement.
And the really cool thing too that I found, Michael, that I have to share is that connection is the most important thing. Like, we need each other to succeed. I always say, because of me, because of you, I get to be me. And I said it to my husband or to the people that I love, because I couldn't be who I am. I couldn't be here today on this platform and helping others if, and it's all about service. So the more you're in a thing of not making it about yourself, but how can you serve others? How can you help others? That's really what fills you up, and that's what drives you forward, is when you serve others, when you do good things in the world to help elevate other people, your life gets elevated. So
Yeah.
it's all that connection. And the most important thing to me, Michael, also, and I love what you said, is also for us to be so mindful, especially in these times where there is a lot of darkness, and we have to learn to shine our light brighter. Okay,
Yes.
we have to shine bright. Turn on your light so bright, because when your light is bright, you're actually attracting a different kind of energy towards you. You're going to attract those people that are going to support you on this journey. And to me, that is something to be really conscious about today, is keep your light shining so bright. Stay in that beautiful energy of gratitude. I love gratitude, right? Because
Yeah.
gratitude has a beautiful flow to it, right?
Yeah.
A
Amen.
beautiful flow. And so stay in that beautiful energy of gratitude, because that will actually get you more connected to the right resources, to the right people, and keep you in a space of really transforming and growing yourself and get to where you want to go. It
Yep.
makes a huge difference.
I agree. This is a great time to look at what you have rather than what you don't have.
Definitely. And I wanted to get Shelly Plum back on to have her share something with us here.
Yeah.
Hi, Shelly.
Hi.
Hi. So what do you have to say about gratitude? What are you grateful for?
You know what? I am grateful for, let me think. There are so many things that I am grateful for, but you know what? I am grateful for peace. I'm grateful for it. This whole pandemic has really taught me a lesson on peace, not just peace in our society, but peace in my heart. Because I realized with the pandemic and it kind of forcing me to kind of draw back a little bit and go within myself, I realized that there was a part of me that didn't have a lot of peace, and I've been able to work on that. So for that, I am very, very grateful, that peace in my heart, because, and I know you agree with this, when you have peace in your heart, then you radiate peace. Just like you were talking about the bright light, when you're a bright light, you radiate light. Well, the same thing goes with peace, I think, when you have peace in your heart. And that's what this pandemic has done for me. It's caused me to draw in and rediscover, what's inside, which has been really wonderful. And I'm grateful for that.
That's
That's
great.
beautiful, Shelley. And I was going to say the biggest thing that I know people are dealing with these days is the fear factor, right?
Oh, yes.
Everybody is in fear. And so it's up to us. It's up to us to disconnect from the news, disconnect from the TV, have
Mhm.
trust and faith. Again, go back to that place where you know that you're going to be safe. You know you're
Yes.
going to be okay. You know that you're guided. You know that you're loved. You know you have everything inside of you to do really great things in this life. Don't let the fear take over you. Disconnect from that fear. Make sure you move energy every day. Move energy in your body. Connect to people, even if you can't physically be with them. Call, give someone a call. Get out of your own way. It's always the work to get out of our way, to connect with other people that can help us lift. So surround yourself with this beautiful community, beautiful souls that actually want to help you get ahead in life. People that want to be your cheerleader, to cheer for each other. That's what it's all about, because your success is my success. My success is your success. I'm not successful if you're not successful. And so have that mindset of just helping each other during these times. And that's what's so beautiful, is that we're all going through it together, and we can all make a choice of how we see things and what we connect to. So
Yeah.
be really mindful, really intentional about where you let yourself go. Would anybody
agree.
else have anything else that they want to add to the conversation? Sim and Doug?
I would like to say really quick what you said about light. Again, there's a lot of people that are in fear that need our light, that can't do it on their own. And a little bit of encouraging words or a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. There's so many people. I've been encouraging anyone who's not afraid to get in front of the camera to just get on and speak life. There is so many people that are out there that are afraid, that need peace, that need joy. And if you can share it, give as much as you can.
Definitely, that's beautiful. Well, I want to just thank all of you for being here today. It's truly an honor to be in your presence, to be able to connect with you, even if not in the physical events. We usually do an event once a month at the Wyndham Hotel in Boca Raton at the ballroom. We have sometimes 50 to 100 people at our events, and they're incredible, and they're a beautiful connection. And we're very committed to helping you grow. We're actually launching a business network that will be out soon, and we're very excited about it. Just is helping your businesses grow, helping you grow, and you'll get a lot more information about it in the next couple of weeks. So I just want to say that I'm thinking about you, that we love you, that we're sending you all our love and light, to keep connecting to yourself, stay grounded, stay present, and be grateful for right now, because all you have is today. All you have is right now. All you have is this moment, and then you have the next moment.
Amen.
And then you have the next moment. So just be grateful for every moment, because you're here to do great things. And I always say, each one of us is left, like Michael say, to live an impact on this world. And we didn't come here for nothing. We're here to bring something to this world and to live an impact. That's why we're here. So let's keep shining our light and being that light for others as well as for ourselves. So thank you, everybody, for being here.
Noah,
Thank you for joining
Noah,
us. Yes.
where's the grass greenest?
The grass is greenest where you are, where all of you are. So I love the mantra. So my book is The Grass is Greenest Where I Am. I love that mantra. If we say the grass is greenest where I am, then we actually start believing that it's right here. It's about nurturing ourselves and our lives. And the grass is greenest where you are, each one of you. So just stay in that gratitude, keep that love and light shining. And I love you all. And I can't wait till we connect again next time. So have a
Thank you
beautiful
so
evening,
much.
everybody. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you being on. I'm sorry about the
Thank you,
technical
everyone.
difficulties, but we're
you.
working to get it better all the time for
Thank
you.
you.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
You too. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hey, everybody.
night.
Namaste.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you.